Welcome.
Do you
Hey,
know
can you hear me?
Skyler, Brooke?
No.
Oh, well, me and Skyler actually met through TJ, and he was supposed to be a part of the first event that we are ever going to do. Then all of a sudden, our Instagram accounts just didn't talk to each other because we got too busy, and he became a big hip hop artist and doing all these things with Kalichi, and he forgot who Empower to Recover was. But we reeled we reeled him back in. We reeled him back in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm grateful that we reconnected again, bro. I am massively grateful.
Bro,
Um, and just like really happy that you're able to do this and tell them a little bit about you, tell them about the verse, and you know what to do, my man.
absolutely. So my name is Skyler Ray. I'm a hip hop artist in long-term recovery. I want to say thank you guys for having me on here. It's a beautiful opportunity. I'm completely grateful. It's been cool to be able to listen to everybody's stories and kind of just hear their perspective on addiction or where they come from or maybe what has benefited them on their path, right? Because the way I look at it, recovery isn't just one stop or just one direct way. It's about figuring out what works for you, right? And that's your program. And so it's been an amazing journey. I have a little over 5 years clean. I do music for a living. Thank you, thank you. And it's really cool because one of our tours, we do the Road to Recovery tour, and we actually travel and tour rehabs around the country. We get a chance, we get in there. It's just me and my fiance. I get in there, I speak, and then we both perform songs, and we get a chance to meet all the patients and things like that. It's a beautiful journey. We're getting ready to kick off our third tour, our third year of doing it. Over the last 2 years, we have been able to do over 60 sober events across the country,
Woo!
and meet thousands and thousands of addicts in recovery. So it's been amazing. So I wanted just to hop on here real quick and tell anybody who's watching or listening, I'm big about dreams, right? That's what keeps me going, right? I got clean and sober to give myself my best opportunity to go live those dreams I had as a little kid that drugs took away from me. And so the reason for that is that I have this song that we did called Hold Me Down. And I like sharing this story because I'm not the most confident person. I struggle with confidence and believing in myself and things like that. So if anybody's listening, I got this story. Look, so I have a song called Hold Me Down, and it was actually made from scratch within like a 5 hour Facebook live session, right? And I always tell this story because the song almost never happened. My buddy flew in from the East Coast. His name is King Handsome. We call him Whoa because it stands for winning over everything, right? And so he was here. This was during the COVID time. And he flew in for a show and we wanted to record something. But we didn't know what we were going to record yet. And so we're on Facebook Live and I'm like, hey, this is my buddy Whoa. We got the show tomorrow. Make sure you guys come out. And, we're kind of just introducing them. People are hopping on Facebook Live like they do. And Kayla, my other half, Kayla Mulcahy, he walks in the room and she's kind of like humming something under. And I'm like, what is that? And she's like, oh, I just thought of it. And I was like, well, go record it, right? And mind you, we're on Facebook Live the entire time. Kayla goes in there, records this piece. She's in and out within like 5 minutes, right? Just all-star status. My buddy's in and out. He goes in there, records his verse. He knocks it out in like 10 minutes. So mind you, these two people in and out, right? We wrote the verses. I'm such a private person. I record in private. I have my own studio for a reason because I lack the confidence and I feel rushed. I feel busy. I don't believe in myself like it's going to be good. I don't like people around me. I want to do everything in private. So here comes my opportunity to record this song, right? And we're still on Facebook Live, and everybody's seen how fast they were in and out. And I tell this story because I was embarrassed. I was not at the same level as my peers at that given moment. And so I went in there and took about 10 minutes at most. I was in there for an hour and a half trying to knock out one verse, right? And I was so embarrassed because people were logging off Facebook, coming on. If you're not good at something, the internet will let you know real fast, right? And so we're there, and and people are like, "Dang, he's still going!" Like I done, put the kids to bed, ran to the store, came back, cooked dinner for my man, hopped in the shower, hopped on Facebook, and he's still on the same verse, right? And people are making all these jokes, and it's so embarrassing. And I wanted to quit. I had a lump in my throat. I wanted to cry. I'm thankful I'm behind a curtain, and all I'm thinking of is excuses of how to get out of this. Right? Like this is really embarrassing. I'm seeing the comments roll up on Facebook as I'm in there. Don't ask me why. I've had them going in there, right? And I was trying to be interactive, and it was really hurting. It was a blow to my ego, just knowing that I wasn't at the same level as my peers. But you know what? I stuck with it. Thankfully, only because I was too much of a coward to think actually say like, "Hey, let's go back and do it later," which I don't know if that turns out to be strength, right? And so I stuck with it. We recorded this song. Within about we shot the video the next day. We dropped the video and it did over 1 million plays less than a month, right? It is still to this day my fastest growing song and video by a long shot, right? It kind of just took off, but it shows that, no matter what, even if you're not at the same level as your peers, just go after those dreams. If you love something, do it. If you
Mm.
believe in something, do it. I know a lot of us are in recovery and we're getting clean and we're trying to figure out which way we want to go, right? Because we're like, oh, some of us in our 30s, our 40s, our late 20s, and there's people who are really cooking in these career pathways or hobbies or passions, at a young age. And it can be really intimidating to be where we're at in life and realize we're not as good as we want to be, but it's important to stick with it, right? So that's the story behind Hold Me Down. I always tell that story. I love that story. I usually tell it before we perform it, right? What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spit this a cappella, right?
Yeah.
It's not, since I don't have the beat, I'm gonna kind of break it down a little different. So the verse right here, everything that I do is for the addict that lost their dreams to addiction or incarceration. Some of the best people I met may never be getting out. I've done my fair share of a little over 5 years incarcerated due to addiction. But this verse right here is called Hold Me Down. It is off our song Hold Me Down featuring King Handsome and Kayla Mulcahy. But here it goes. It goes like this. Held down for the ages, I'm thumbing through the pages. This is for my brother and those locked in the cages. Situation done phased us. How time could amaze us. Heal the pain through the phases. Lost a lot of people and I could still see their faces. So we put them on shirts, the name on a bracelet. Got friends still in the streets and I pray that they make it. Addiction is a That's word to the taking. My woe flew to Portland. This is history in the making. I had to make some for all the nights I had nothing. Started from the bottom, now look at me running. I worked my butt off for everything I got coming. Toward the country on parole, I'ma keep it 100. Kept the ear to the streets, put my voice on a beat. Logo on the T, trademark LLC. Named it after a place that I used to sleep. Doorway ENT. So check it out. So that whole thing right there, it kind of sums it up, right? Held down for the ages. I'm thumbing through the pages. This is for my brother and those locked in the cages. This is for everybody who's been locked up, all the people that we lost, all those kids that are growing up without a mother and father. That's what that's about, right? Situation done phased us. How time could amaze us. Held the pain through the phases. Lost a lot of people and I could still see their faces, right? Because we think about constantly all that guilt and all that sorrow and all that weight of addiction is down on us. We may have made it out, but a lot of our friends and peers didn't make it out. And so it's like we can still see their faces. We think about it. Even though it's most important to do it for ourselves, right? We still think about the others that didn't make it, and that kind of propels us forward, right? So we put them on shirts, name on a bracelet, got friends still in the streets, and I pray that I make it. Addiction is a That's word to the taking. My woe flew to Portland. This is history in the making. I had to make something for all the nights I had nothing. Started from the bottom, now look at me running. I worked my butt off for everything I got coming. Toward the country on parole, I'ma keep it 100. Kept the ear to the streets, put my voice on a beat. Logo on the T, trademark LLC. Named it after a place that I used to sleep. Doorway ENT. And the important part about that is when I got out of prison, I had a dream, I had a vision. I've had these dreams since 11 years old. I've always done music, but drugs took me away from them, right? So when I got out, I was hell bent to make it possible, to make it reality. And that's why I worked my butt off, right? I even, because I was doing everything right, paying fees, I did it sober, I was passing UAs, I was able to travel the entire country on parole. Right? She just gave me like a month or two out on a work visa. Just, text her a couple pictures, text her where I'm at. I'd go do it at landmarks. So it was obvious, right? But on top of that, right, it's important. A lot of people, and I'm almost done, I'll wrap it up, but it's very important that a lot of people are worried about getting out and pleasing others, right? People, places, and things. This is where we go wrong. It's important to put yourself first. If you got a lady, if you got kids, you still have to put yourself first. I'm not saying you don't care for them. I'm not saying you don't love them, but if you don't, you do not give them the best version of yourself. And that is vital to, that you owe it to them to have the best version, right? Their best version of their papa, their best version of their mother, everything like that. So, also at the same time, we have to keep distance from our friends. It's important that we could love them, but sometimes we have to love them from a distance if they're not better in themselves. And that's why I said I kept the ear to the street, put my voice on a beat, right? Because I followed my dreams. Logo Wanda T Trademark LLC. I named it after a place that I used to sleep, Doorway ENT. The name of my company is Doorway Entertainment. I named it after that because that's where I used to sleep, on the sidewalks, under bridges, all of that. So I appreciate you guys having me on here. Once again, my name is Skyler Ray. Jay, I appreciate you. Hey, the 424 movement is beautiful. I've been watching all day. I'm excited for you guys. This is amazing. I'm going to get the waiver for the Canada. I'll be on out. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are ready for Kalichi. Let's go and get him, baby. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Yes. Let her rip,
That's
Rosie.
incredible.
What do you think about my man Skyler?
That was beyond. I am so, so grateful for you to be here. And your energy is just so infectious. You've been, hyping up our group chat for speakers all week. You're so talented. Like,